If 2024 was not how you expected it to be, or maybe you still feel stuck and unsure of how to make trading work, in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'll discuss two actionable steps that will make it impossible for you to lose in 2025. This is not going to be one of those shallow videos where I just talk about what to do. I will also talk about how to actually do it to make sure it's easily implementable. Just doing these two things for the next 365 days, which by the way won't take more than 5 to 10 minutes of your time regularly, can have a massive impact on your trading career. So, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. The very first thing I want you to do is to be honest to yourself. Accepting that you suck at trading may not feel comfortable at all, but you need this acceptance to get over the mountain that's stopping you from becoming the best version of yourself. You need to conduct a self audit and ask yourself, where are you standing right now? Even if it is the worst place to be in, simply being aware about it will take you forward from 90% of traders who don't even know what's holding them back. You need to get rid of the lies you have been telling to yourself. Just because you think you are a great trader and have created false stories about it in your mind does not make you a great trader in reality. Look at your stats and your data to see if you are a profitable trader or not. Even if you are not, which is completely fine and will be the case for majority of you, it's completely fine. I mean, everyone starts over there. You just need to make small few changes here and there to make you profitable. But remember, all change starts with acceptance. And if you don't accept yourself, you don't change yourself. And if you don't change yourself, you don't become a profitable trader. Understand what I'm saying? So it all revolves back to accepting who you are and taking responsibility of your current self instead of running away from it. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, all of this sounds so good to be true, but how do we actually do it in practice? For this, one thing that helped me tremendously was a physical journal. What I would do is at the end of every trading period, I would grab my journal and pen down every thought that came into my mind before entering the trade, while being in the trade, and after the trade was completed. I would also ask myself what went wrong and what were the mistakes that I could have been easily avoided. For example, let's say I exited a trade before it hit my stop loss and price came very close to my stop loss and reversed back in profits. I'm sure this must have happened to many of you. So, this over here is a mistake which could be easily avoided. So, what I do is at the end of the page, I would write down be confident and don't exit your trades prematurely or whatever mistake you're willing to avoid. You get the idea, right? I would recommend you to do this exercise on a physical pen and paper because when you write something with your own hand, your mind perceives it as an important information and acts on it as opposed to something that's written down on your phone or laptop. Just doing this exercise for 5 minutes regularly, what you will notice over time is that your mistakes list going down, which is a sign of progress in your trading journey. Once you start being honest to yourself and start addressing your mistakes head on, what you'll notice is something fascinating. I myself struggled with this for a very long time, and my major breakthrough was when I finally identified this bottleneck which was stopping me from getting to the next level. If you start journaling your trades and note down your mistakes only for 30 days, what you will observe is 90% of your mistakes are the same. You keep repeating the same mistake again and again, and it's completely normal as human beings. Even if you don't have a journal and I ask you what is that one particular thing that's stopping you from getting to the next level. Deep inside, everyone knows answer to this question, but they choose not to address this issue and find themselves engrossed in other petty tasks that don't even contribute to their trading overall. If you keep using this approach, the good news is you will get profitable, but the bad news is you never know when. It might take you 5, 10, or even 20 years to get profitable. But if you want to succeed and get there at a faster rate, you need to crush your enemies totally. Fight the demons and defeat them at all cost. It won't be an easy journey, but totally worth it once you finally emerge victorious over your fears and demons. By the way, don't worry, I will also share with you actionable tips and tricks as promised in the beginning of this video to help you make this challenge a lot easier. For me, the biggest challenge was not being patient enough to wait for my A plus trade setups. By the time I won one trade using one of my A plus setups, I already had 4 to 5 losses previously using my B and C setups. One way to get rid of this is to simply be aware of the mistakes and make sure that you don't repeat them next time. But the biggest problem with this approach is that it actually takes a lot of time to build that mental muscle of ensuring that you don't repeat the same mistake again and again. But what if I told you there exists a way using which it only takes a few days to condition your mind not to repeat the same mistake again and again? This is exactly what helped me to jump from a win rate of 50% to over 85% in just a few months. Don't just take my word for it. I mean, if you look at my Telegram channel, I've been calling moves with an absurd accuracy of 80 to 85% for the last 4 to 5 months since the channel has been started. Over there, I don't just call moves, but I also provide rationale behind every trade. We also do weekly breakdowns, trade breakdowns, and lots of other educational content that can largely benefit you. So if you're not in, make sure to tune in. The link is in the description. But getting back to our point, what was it that helped me so tremendously to scale and get to the next level? Well, the answer to that question is setting principles in my life. What you need to realize is that you don't have big problems, you have big attachments. Attachment to your old self, attachment to your mistakes. In order to get rid of these attachments, you need to set principles that guide you and propel you forward in life. These principles are going to be unique for everyone based on the areas they are struggling the most with. For example, with me, when it came to me, the principle that I adopted was a patient trader is a profitable trader. You must have noticed me saying this multiple times in the Telegram channel as well. Prime example is that we had a bearish bias on GBP USD in the Telegram channel. Monday showed no signs of bearishness, same for Tuesday, and finally Wednesday came and we entered the trade and GU ended up falling for 200 pips for a 15 plus hour trade from our entry. So the last actionable step I want you to do is to pick a word or a principle that guides you throughout this year. Examples of words can be patience, discipline, consistency, or examples of principles can be one good trade a week, or maybe the principle that I adopted a patient trader is a profitable trader. But the idea is you pick a word or a principle that guides this entire year of yours. To maximize its effectiveness, what I would recommend you to do is to write it down on a piece of paper and stick it near your trading desk. Every time you are about to enter a trade, just ask yourself, is this trade abiding by the principle that I adopted through this year? If the answer to that question is yes, simply enter the trade with confidence. Trust me, this simple act of living your life based on principles and not the situations will make trading 10 times easier for you. But winning in trading is not just limited to what you do, it's also about what not to do. So, if you want to learn the top 3 things that I stopped doing to get profitable, make sure to watch this video. I will see you in there. Till then, take care. Bye bye.